Hello, welcome back to Starcastic Remarks, along with Chris and James, both to my left. My name is Ryan Chambers. We are the official Dallas Stars podcast of THPN. Thank you to DraftKings Sportsbook for being our sponsor of this episode of our podcast and all of THPN. Thank you to them as always. Stars win. Final score 5-2 tonight.
Boom.
Great, absolute fantastic game by all forwards. There's some concerning stuff that we'll talk about that happened at the end of the game, obviously. But what is y'all's first initial reactions to this game, gentlemen?
That was easy.
Yeah.
It looked pretty easy.
When you score on the power play, it makes things a lot easier.
It makes the game easy.
Yep. Didn't even have to try.
So what was the biggest thing about the Stars play tonight that made it look easy? What was the absolute best
Scoring
thing?
on the power
Power
play.
play.
Is it?
That's about it. We scored on every single one. You can't make it easier.
Except for
You score.
we didn't score the last one.
That one doesn't count.
That one doesn't count.
It doesn't count. We were ahead by 3 and we didn't even try. We even started our second unit first.
Yep.
We never did.
started our second unit first on the last power play just to get them a rep.
And just to waste some time, I guess, right?
Maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. But either way, power play was fantastic. I mean, it looked great. Maybe Seattle's kill wasn't great, but I mean, their last kill was good. So I think the Stars did a good job.
I mean, we had one chance the other night on our power play, and I didn't think Seattle's kill looked that great on that either.
Yeah.
Maybe we just have a good penalty or a good power play against their penalty kill.
And I think that's the difference between the two games, too, because we played pretty much as well as we did last game, I think. We just had more power plays and we take advantage of
And
them.
I thought Seattle played a little worse in this game too, though. So
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
You gotta talk more closer to your mic, Chris.
More closer to my mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, by the way, we're trying 3 mics in the same room. So if y'all will let us know if the audio quality sounds really bad, that'd be very helpful so that we don't have, bad audio quality for the entire episode. But I was really excited about the Stars' chances tonight, obviously, because they played great in the last game. I want to pull this up because I mentioned this. The hockey guy did his power rankings on Saturday night, and he had the Stars at 13th right now in the NHL, despite lots of things going in the Stars' favor right now. I really feel like that he should be bumping them up based off of their last play. I mean, they go 3 for 4 on the power play tonight. On top of that, they're 7-1-2, 8-1-2, right? In their last 11, and they're 7-1-1 in their last 9.
They're 7-1-1 in their last 9.
So I just think are they too low on his power rankings?
Because the way he does his power rankings is you have to have sustained good times after the sustained bad times. We had lots of sustained bad times, which dropped us really, really low. So you have to have a lot of sustained good times to bring you back up.
Okay, well,
that's how that works.
Make that a stat. Sustained good times.
Yep, sustained good times.
Sustained good time percentage.
He talks about this in every video too, Ryan.
I know, but they've been good for a while now.
It doesn't matter.
They've been good
Every
for about
single
2
fan
weeks.
base does this on his channel. Every single one.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well,
Either
I
way,
think-
Stars are doing very good now.
yeah,
It
I
looked
think
like
it's
a
He has a system though, and he's going off his system strictly.
Yeah. And
So
the past 8 games, which is since we got Domi and Donov, we have been one of the best teams in the league, without a doubt.
Yeah.
We should have won every single game.
Yep.
So great moves by Nil, great help by Domi and Donov. Both of them have looked fantastic in pretty much every game for us. So
what happens when you go from a team that's not going to make the playoffs? Goodness, words.
yeah, that's good enough.
Then you switch to a team that's going to make the playoffs and is top in their division.
Yeah, we look like a team that's top in our division again. Are we going away from these mics?
we're going away from those.
There you go,
mics.
Chris.
Everyone says there's a brutal echo, so we tried it, gentlemen. We tried it. Just put it down.
We tested it. Dad
We
lied.
tested it. Dad, our father kind of took a look at it beforehand and said, "Oh no, it's not echoey," and it's echoey. So it is what it is. We'll deal with it. It'll be okay. I gotta change some settings here in a second. But what did y'all think about the play of Ottinger tonight? I thought he was absolutely fantastic tonight.
Yeah, he looked. The past 2 games, he's been a lot better. We're really concerned because he had 3 pretty rough games in a row, but the past 2, he's been perfectly fine. What's going to be really interesting is what happens tomorrow night because it's a back-to-back. We obviously really don't want to play
Matt Murray.
Matt Murray, but he looked good last back-to-back.
Yeah.
The Stars are rolling. Play him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
We'll probably play him.
Okay, so speaking of lineup changes, there's probably going to be another one, and this is the overhanging cloud over how good the game was tonight. Marchman has been very good as of late, and he goes down because of a knee-on-knee incident. I believe it was with Jared McCann of Seattle. Is he going to be able to play in the next game, gentlemen?
Don't know.
Probably not.
So
He did hobble down the
Yeah.
tunnel, so,
Okay, so that's
it
not-
didn't look great.
So it's not looking good
And
for
they
the Stars
and they did
right
have
now.
to stop play. So
Yeah, and we don't have another forward unless Glendening can come back right at the
Which he
perfect
has been
time,
skating.
which he could. But we're probably going to go with 11 forward, 7 defensemen if I had to guess.
And if he does come back, hopefully that's not him rushing back because we need another player.
yeah, true,
I'd rather him just take it easy.
exactly.
Maybe would you like to see? Oh, I don't know. Would you like to see Nils Lundqvist play forward?
No.
yeah,
I don't even want to see Hanley play forward again.
I'd rather just
run
play
7
him.
defensemen.
That's what I'd rather see.
Yeah, and I think Pete DeBoer has kind of figured that out. He tried
Yeah, we
Hanley
tried
at
him a few
forward
games.
on the fourth line, and he kind of just filled in. It didn't really work out all that great. So what he eventually figured out is just kind of rotate the 7 defensemen with whatever pairings, and then throw somebody from the first line on with the fourth line, and just kind of rotate shifts. Maybe not Pavelski because he's a little older. He needs to be
if
fresh.
you saw
but
what they did,
Hintz,
they did.
Robertson. You could even throw
Yeah,
Johnson.
they threw
on that fourth
Johnson
line.
on it one time too, and they
mean,
threw
even
Sagan
Ben-
on it as well when he was still in the lineup.
I would say even Ben.
Yeah, you could probably throw Ben on there too. I don't know that you want to though.
Speaking of Sagan, we've figured out his injury now. He had 30 stitches in his leg,
Oh my gosh.
but luckily it didn't cut any muscle or anything. It was just the skin. So
He's not on the road trip. No.
he's not on the road trip right now, but they said they haven't ruled him out for
yeah,
later.
they said he
in the road
might
trip
join
even.
them. Might join them on the road trip.
So it was probably the best 30-stitch cut you could ever get. The only reason he was on crutches after that game, which we mentioned, was because it was in a weird spot on his knee, so that if you put weight on it, it would open. So very lucky there. As soon as that,
yeah, I
wound
assume that is still
heals
just
up,
re-sealing for
Yeah.
now.
exactly.
You can't play on it till it seals all the way.
Yeah, literally just a mechanical error at this point.
So, and we kind of mentioned it already, but I really think Matt Murray should get the start tomorrow night.
Yeah, I agree.
I think he played so well against Chicago. Vancouver's going to be a lot more challenging for him. It will be.
It's a lot more.
But it's a lot more high octane offense, obviously. And I know Vancouver hasn't been good this year, but they can still score goals. They've
That's
got
the
a
one
lot of
thing they
guys that
can
can
do.
score goals. So I think it will be, and I think that will help maybe having Lundqvist in the lineup. If someone's doing really bad, throw him, keep him on the bench, let the other 6 kind of figure it out. So I think that could be a good benefit for all 7 defensemen, to be honest, and to see where Matt Murray is if he can play against
if
higher
Matt Murray's
quality
playing
talent.
though, we better be playing really good defense.
Oh yeah, okay, so that's another good segue. How do you think the Stars played defensively tonight? I thought they played a lot better tonight than they did Saturday night.
Yeah, I mean
Oh,
it's
that's
it's still a Kraken. They're not that scary on offense. But
Yeah, they don't have a lot. Well, recently they haven't had a lot of offense.
Mhm.
But yeah, they did very good. They do what they normally did. You take whatever shot you want from the perimeter, but you're not going to get the slot at all. So stuck to their guns there. The defense did a little bit better handling the forecheck after the first period. After the first period, we were out of our zone, no problem. But Seattle still had a pretty good forecheck to start the game, especially in the first 5 minutes that we mentioned. Then after we got that lucky bounce goal to go in, the game was over.
Yeah. I thought that was the only time that Seattle looked good was in the beginning of the first.
Really?
Yeah.
That was about it. That's kind of what I put down is we've done that twice in 2 games now against Seattle. Seattle knows how to start, pretty good, which is something the Stars have struggled with this season. But both times I thought that the Stars were able to, for lack of a better term, weather the storm.
Yeah, the first time was all Otter in my opinion. I thought Otter completely slowed down the pace of the game. It was a lot more of just the lucky bouncing goal.
Well, Otter was still very good in the first 5 minutes. Made
That's
3
true.
pretty big saves.
Yeah. But
Okay.
we got the freezes for Otter in the first game, which slowed it down. And that you're not going to get the flipping momentum till the game slows down in some way.
For sure.
So if Matt Murray gets the start tonight or tomorrow, I guess it is tonight. It's 12:13 now. You're right. What would be considered a good game for him before we move off of this?
If we win,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter how many
Really?
lets in. If we win the game, sure, we can win 6-5. I'll say great game, Matt Murray.
Okay.
And it's really it comes down more to just Ottinger needing to rest. They talked when this game was going on. It's Otter's 50th start. We're not even
65
close
games.
to the end of the season, and he was injured for part of the season.
Yeah.
He has started almost every
true.
game that he's been healthy.
Yeah, it's a good stat over here from Spencer. Hey man, it's good to see you there in the chat. Otter has started 17 of the last 20.
Yeah, because we don't have a
Spencer.
Wedgwood.
Because we don't have a Wedgwood. Wedgwood has not been in the lineup at all.
Who is
I
also
think.
skating now.
Yeah, but
It
He
seems
seems
like
a
he's
lot
not as
further,
close,
yeah.
yeah, he doesn't seem he's as close as Glendenning is, though. Okay, so let's talk about the Stars offense, because the offense for the Stars has been absolutely clicking. Stop mocking me, Christian. Screw you.
He's just mad because he doesn't have a beard.
Yeah,
That's true. We're the only ones that can draw a beard.
I am.
No, Chris is
He
the only
needs to
one
draw
that
a beard.
can't.
He has to draw a beard on his face. How often do you shave? Like once every 3 years?
Once a week.
You wish.
I
Okay.
do. I get little pubes on my chin.
Yeah, he does.
Okay, so anyways, with Dallas's fourth goal in the game tonight, they have now scored 4 or more goals in 8 games straight, and that is the longest stretch by any team in the NHL this season.
I that's the unlucky February coming back and being lucky again.
Yep, that's the bounce back.
Yep, that's
how it
It's
works.
a huge bounce back for the Dallas Stars. to be
I'm sure
honest.
it'll slow down before the end of the season, but
I hope
yeah,
not.
that comes from February and not being able to score any goals at all.
Mhm.
I mean,
now we're just scoring everything.
we played this way the beginning of the season, the entire
Yeah,
October,
but not,
November,
but
and
not
the first half of
5,
December.
7, and 10. Four,
Right.
4 is reasonable.
We went on some
can-
crazy
can score,
streaks.
we can score 4 a lot.
We went on some
But-
crazy streaks at the beginning of the year.
Well, scoring even 5 games in a row, 4 goals, 5 games in a row was a season streak
Yeah,
for us.
true.
So it's still a lot more than we normally would anyway.
Yes, we're being pretty ridiculous right now.
Yeah,
And-
but I mean,
And again, the 7 and 10 was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was stupid.
well, I mean, like again, the last couple of games here. If we go all the way back to,
December, mid-December, you'd have to go back to.
well, let's just do March. So let's do the games
This is
that we've talked
March.
about.
It is March now.
So
We are not going back then.
we're not going all the okay.
We're staying here.
We're
beginning of
staying
the
in
March.
March.
We're staying in March. The beginning of March. Okay. Arizona 4, Chicago 5, Colorado 7, Calgary we lost 4, Buffalo 10, Seattle 4, Seattle 5.
Rolled.
I mean, and then in these games, we've given up 2 to Arizona, 2 to Chicago, 3 to Colorado, 5 to Calgary, 4 to Buffalo, 3 to Seattle, 2 to Seattle.
And
So
those 3 high-scoring games was when Otter wasn't playing as good.
yes, exactly. So here's a thought that kind of popped into my head. We played really good defense for a stretch, kind of in the middle of the season. What y'all were talking about in December, right? And we
When we
were
sucked.
we were more winning games like 3-2, 2-1 in some cases,
Losing a lot in overtime.
losing a lot in overtime. Which would you rather see? Would you rather see the Stars play more defensively like that, or would you like to see the offense continue? Because it doesn't seem like they can find a happy medium.
Well, we've won 7 of the last 8, so I'll say the offense won.
Fair enough. That would be my argument too.
I mean, really early in the season is what you want to see more of, because we were winning 4-1 and
Yeah.
5-1. But that was when Otter was playing really good. I think Otter's playing bad right now, and that's the only difference
Well,
between the goals. and
Not even
goals.
now. He's playing bad 2 games ago.
Well,
And
bad as in he's letting in 2 or 3, whereas beginning of the season he would let in 1 or 2 every game.
And I think Otter's fine now. And as soon as Otter is fantastic, which I for some reason I feel like he will be in the playoffs for some reason, weird. We can dominate. I mean, if Otter gets hot in the playoffs, even close to what he did against the Flames, how are we going to lose?
I don't know, man. It's gonna take another.
I mean,
it's gonna take another goalie to come up against him.
Yeah, it's a big if to say if he can repeat what he did last year.
That's
but still,
ridiculous.
when you think about it, it kind of gets you a little bit giddy.
Agreed. Okay, so one last thing, and then we'll talk about some of the individuals in tonight's game because we need to talk about some individuals.
Let's talk
in
about some
tonight's-
individuals.
Before that.
Before that,
Okay. I do want to ask about, let's say the Stars have enough time to call up a forward, and let's say they're able to call up a forward. I have no idea if they're able to with the cap situation and everything like that. Someone would have to go on IR. Who do they call up?
Karlstrom.
See,
probably Karlstrom.
You
See,
call it
I would-
Karlstrom. There's no point not to.
well, see, I would argue that you would need somebody to play in your middle six, and Karlstrom's not going to do that. And who are you going to pull up from the fourth line to do that? You're going to ask
Foxa,
Foxa.
Delandria.
Foxa.
Delandria is already in the middle six.
Yeah. He's,
Oh, right.
Next
And and this is all assuming that Glendening is not ready.
You throw Fox or Kiwi on there. I mean,
Yeah.
for one game, I don't think it's gonna hurt that much.
I think it's going to be for more than one game, though, gentlemen.
Then you pull up another one next game. I mean, you just pull up the dude that you know it's gonna be good in the back-to-back because you have to have someone to play for multiple minutes.
Yeah.
You can't have someone play for 5 minutes tomorrow night.
At this point in the season, you just pull up whoever the coaches trust. So you say, hey, who will you be more comfortable playing? And they'll tell you. And that's who you pull up. And it's probably Karlstrom.
All right, Karlstrom.
But-
it is.
At this point, I don't think we're bringing up anybody. I think everyone's staying day to day, and we are what we are.
Okay, let's talk about some of the goals in tonight's game. The first game.
First game.
This is the
The
second
first
game.
game.
Second one.
The first goal. Daddy Dodonov. Ugly goal, but who gives a crap?
Yeah, I mean, that's the best luck we've had all year, I feel like.
Right,
That's
exactly.
the craziest bounce ever.
Exactly. So with that goal, he has now scored 7 points in 8 games. 7 points in 8 games.
That's a lot.
And
Yeah, 2
I
points
think
tonight.
I think that's as many points as Garionov had his whole duration this season with the Stars.
Has he outscored his points that he made on the Canadians?
Not yet. No.
Not yet?
How many points did he have with the Canadians?
He did a decent amount, actually.
Oh,
It
I
wasn't
thought he had
awful.
like
He was
12.
having a bad season for him.
Oh,
Not like
okay.
he still had a lot more points than Gary did.
That would
Cool.
actually be interesting to look
Well,
at.
he's doing a lot better than he
I think
was
he had around
with the Canadians.
20 points.
So
But he played every game with the Canadians.
good job, Daddy. I love you, Daddy. Score more goals, Daddy, please, Daddy.
That's still weird. That's still weird. to
Every
hear that.
interview they hear.
I know.
It's so weird.
What was even weirder was the fact that Baby Wyatt was the one that called him Daddy.
Yeah,
Second to the
have a
other night,
19-year-old call someone Daddy. That does not make me
that's
feel good.
just weird. Okay, he's got 24 points on the season with both
Yes,
teams so
and
far. He had 18 and 50 games with Montreal.
Yeah,
he now has
close to 20.
6 with 7 with the Dallas Stars.
He's getting
I don't
there.
know. I don't
This
know
is
if
the
that
8th
includes the
game.
points tonight.
It's the 8th game.
So
It
7 and
doesn't.
8. 7 and 8.
He
Unless
got 2 points tonight, actually.
so then 8 and 8.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
8 and 8. Yeah, that's right. 8 points in 8 games. So
Boom.
okay. So I think the most important goal in tonight's game was actually Johnston's goal.
Yeah, that was icky.
Because first
That
off,
was
it was
ridiculous.
ridiculously icky, and we're starting to see Johnston do this more often now. But again,
It was right
This
after
is-
the other team scored.
exactly that's the big thing about this goal. It was a clutch goal, and the timing was absolutely perfect.
And it wasn't the first line.
Yeah,
Normally those timing goals come from the first line, and we got it from Johnston. Let's go.
well, and he completely dangled around the guy,
Oh, yeah.
and he was drawing a call at the same time. So even if the goal hadn't gone in, it would have been another power play for the Dallas Stars.
Yeah, it was just a filthy play. Johnston's good at hockey.
Absolutely great play by him. Okay, and we would be amiss if we didn't mention Jamie Benn again.
Bennigan, guy's stupid. I don't get it.
He's 3 away from 30 goals, guys.
And he didn't get 20 the past 3 seasons? Something like
Yeah.
that?
I don't think he hit 20 the last 3 seasons.
Yeah. So
it's ridiculous.
he's good now.
And a lot of scoring on the power play too. That's really where most.
I think
of
half of his goals are on the power play.
Yeah, I think he scored his 11th power play goal.
A lot. A lot of his
Scores a
goals
lot
are
on
on the
the
power
power
play.
Which is why the power play is so good.
Yeah. We haven't even mentioned the power. I guess Ryan's looking something up. So
Yeah,
hey, the
we're
power play is good
stalling.
again. That's great.
So yeah, that's his 12th power play goal this season.
Oh, that's one off.
It's 12.
That's a lot.
And he has 25 power play points.
That's a lot.
How many points does he have overall?
Overall, I don't know if it's
Not
including
50.
this game, but he had 3 points tonight, so 66 points in 68 games.
Wow.
That's a lot of points.
That's a lot of points.
Yeah. Is he worth that $9 million right now?
Technically, no, but
No. No, he's worth it.
If he
He's,
wasn't the captain, then it wouldn't be worth it. If he didn't have the
If you
presence,
look at
that's
other
not
people
true.
who
if he
make
didn't have the
9 million,
presence
No,
like
look what
that,
he's-
it's
look-
not worth it.
look what he's doing for Johnston. I think that's
No,
more
I
important
agree.
than anything.
I agree.
Honestly.
He's very valuable, but like, there's people with $9 million contracts normally score more than that.
Yeah.
I think,
I think he's scoring a lot, and I love Ben, and I'm acknowledging him and everything. And I'm not trashing on him. He's being fantastic, and we're paying him right now more for what he did in his past.
And I think a lot more of it though is the leadership side that he has as well, and him being probably the most violent star on the team.
Well,
He'll fight everyone,
And he's just
except for Jamie Alexiak.
He's just the best captain in hockey too. I mean, he's obviously every guy on the team would die for him. So he controls the team, and he has through a bunch of different coaches, and that's an intangible. So
speaking of Jamie Alexiak, did y'all see the one play where Wyatt Johnston was kind of getting shoved around it for a little bit, and Jamie Benn looked like he was going to go in and kind of toss some heads, and then here comes along Jamie Alexiak. He's like, okay, never mind, Johnston, you're by yourself, buddy. Good luck.
Yeah. Well, Alexiak used to fight people back with the Stars, and he would light people up too. Those fights were crazy.
Oh my goodness, I can't imagine.
I don't even know if he fights
6'7".
anymore. Does he fight anymore?
I would assume he does.
I hope he does.
I mean,
I want to see one of those again.
I know he was always so much fun to watch with that. Pavelski scores a power play goal tonight as well, and you'll never guess how he does it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That was crazy. High slot tip top corner.
Hintz does not score tonight. Had a breakaway, tried to go 5-hole, couldn't get it.
I don't know why I tried to go
that
fight.
guy sucks.
Yeah, Hintz is such a terrible player. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that he would miss that. And then Robo gets a little bit of luck with his power play goal. It was a deflection off of Seattle's own stick.
Yep,
Which made it 3 for 3 on the power play.
made 3 for
That
3
was
on the power
ridiculous.
play, and it ended the game. Nothing else happened in the third period.
Not really, yeah. A couple of defensive plays I want to mention. Fox has saved a goal. Not like it meant a whole lot at that point.
It
'cause
kind
was
of
5-2,
did because it made sure that Seattle stayed out of it. We were playing way back when they got that chance.
That's
And
true.
Foxa saved that, and it woke us up.
but yes, that's
Yeah.
true.
And for the rest of the game, we played good.
And even in the third period, there were points when the Seattle Kraken couldn't even get out of their own zone.
Yeah, it looked like they gave up.
Right. And maybe that's what I was more impressed with tonight with the Dallas Stars was the fact that, they just made it look so easy, like you mentioned, Chris. Like it just looked stupid easy to them. And like every facet of the game. Like Otto was really good. He was able to stop pretty much anything that he could see. The power play was better than
Automatic.
good. It was better than good. They were 3 for 4 tonight. I mean, Johnston getting a timely goal. I mean, everything with this team seems to be clicking right now.
Yep.
So it gets me really excited for
We're still
tomorrow.
down
night.
Tyler Sagan.
Yeah, we still don't have Tyler Sagan, and tomorrow we won't have a Marchment. So
We won't have a Sagan tomorrow either.
yeah, no Sagan.
That will be very interesting to see if Marchment does end up playing tomorrow. But
Yeah,
ba-
no
based
word
off of
on
what we
Twitter
saw.
so far. No one said anything, so we'll see.
Which kind of scares me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just like we just got Domi and Dodonov, and the 4 lines looked excellent.
The
Exactly.
two people who finally got someone to play with
Yeah.
are now both hurt.
I know exactly, and Sagan, Marchment, and Domi together just looked all good. That line just looked excellent for the Stars. Okay, let's talk about biggest winners, biggest losers tonight, and we'll wrap it up tonight.
biggest winners: Jamie Benn, 3 points on the night. Power play is so easy for him. He is so good, especially on the road. Go blow it up in your hometown, dude.
Mine's Miro Heiskanen, other 3-point man. He's been on a crazy streak right now. I think he's on like an 8-game point streak, right?
Something like
But
that.
he had 3 points tonight.
Yeah, that's a lot.
All assists, but still.
He gets a lot of assists.
True.
I think I'm going to give mine to. I have a couple, but I think I'm going to give it to Wyatt Johnston because he's this was really, let's be honest about this showdown with the Seattle Kraken. It was a showdown between 2 of the top rookies in the NHL.
one that hit a wall and one that didn't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Wyatt Johnson showed, I mean, the Stars are the better team, obviously, I would feel like. But Johnson showed that, at least for these 2 games, that he's the better player.
Better player, yeah. Better goal scorer, maybe not. But better player, definitely, without a doubt.
And imagine, this is just his rookie season, guys. Like,
Yeah.
he could finish this year with
He has 17 goals.
Yeah,
he's 1 goal behind Joe Pavelski.
I know. and he's playing on the pseudo third line.
Yeah, on the third line.
Yeah. Well, and I was telling you guys about this, about the 4 forward lines right now, the way they're looking. I really feel like we have a first line, a 2A, a 2B, and then a 4th line.
Well, now it is just first line, second line, third line, fourth line.
Okay,
because we lost
with
Sagan
the
and March.
injuries. Right, okay, with the injuries. But, like, wouldn't y'all agree that that's kind of how it is? The middle 6 is, like, when the players are healthy and everything, that middle 6 is contributing.
That's how it feels, and that's how Pete DeBoer runs the system.
And how often have I said the key to having a Stanley Cup contending team is that third line? Like, whether that third line's got to have some sort of identity. And whether it's the Sagan line or the Domi line, now that Domi's kind of centering it, or the Ben line / Johnson line, because they both play a little bit of center both, the Stars are showing that they could, right now at least, they could be that Stanley Cup contending team in the Western Conference. And I think they're a sleeper right now, and not a lot of people are noticing.
They're a big sleeper, mostly I think because of the month of February. That was a rough month, and everyone was looking.
Yeah,
and that's when everyone starts looking at playoffs too. Is in February, everyone's like, "Oh, let's start looking at matchups," and the Stars are doing bad, so they're gonna be like a Flames were 3 years ago, the first seed in the Western Conference, but no one really cares. But that's obviously not them. And then the other wild card that we have is we have a Jake Ottinger.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what he's going to do? I mean, he could do the exact same thing he did last year and dominate the whole playoffs himself.
And the Flames did have Markstrom as well, but I mean, Otter has been consistent through both years now.
Exactly.
And Markstrom has faltered this year a lot.
Yep.
He has definitely faltered.
And Otter looks best in big games.
Yeah.
The bigger the game is, the better the guy plays. So put him on the biggest stage. I mean, just logically, he's going to play his best.
So it still looks like that Winnipeg is going to lock down that final wild card spot.
Boo.
But do you still see Calgary being able to kind of jump in
No.
there? Maybe Nashville?
No, they suck.
I see if anyone has a chance right now, it's Nashville, because Calgary is doing stupid stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
they were playing good. They beat us. They beat I forgot who it was. I think it was the Wild. And then they went and played the Ducks and lost 3-1.
Yeah. That
Like,
doesn't-
dude, come on. They were doing so good, and then they just blow it.
Well,
Doing stuff like that tells me that they're not going to make the playoffs. And if they do, it's going to be like a 5-game series at most.
I would argue that the Stars have kind of been doing that a lot lately, especially in February. They were losing to teams they shouldn't have been losing to.
Yes, but we
but-
have the points beforehand.
And the timing of it right now, and that this is a march to the playoffs, play on words.
Uh-huh.
And right now we're doing it, and
Yeah.
Calgary definitely is not doing it.
And they started doing it, and then just losing to the Ducks is the worst possible sign ever. You can't do that right now. You just can't.
Okay, and who is our biggest loser tonight, guys?
Jones.
Jones?
Other Seattle goaltender. I mean, he wasn't awful, but he was pretty bad. Like especially just the Seattle goaltending in general. I mean, that's the reason why they're not a playoff contender or a cup contender, in my opinion. Their team save percentage is below 900. I think it's ridiculously low.
I think it's well below.
Well, if you look at Jones's stats, especially like his record looks really great. Like he's like 23, 10, and 2 or something like that. But he's got like a 888 save percentage or something like that.
If their goaltenders could save anything, they'd be the best in the West.
Yeah, by far. And I mean, we've been saying that about the Stars, just a lack of consistency through the month of February, and maybe even from the All-Star break through February. And it's like, if only we had been a little bit more consistent, we would be by far be first in the West right now. And then that's kind of Seattle's thing right now, is they could have been first in the West if they just had a little bit better goaltending.
Or they kept scoring 9 goals a game. That would have helped.
Chris, you got a biggest loser?
The Stars medical table. Stop taking our players, please.
I think I'm going to do the biggest loser as the Stars home record, if that makes any sense.
That's pretty rough.
And I think this is a good point to end on. The Stars, I don't for whatever reason this year, they have completely been good on the road. They have a fantastic road record. They just need to figure out how to get it to translate back home.
I think a lot of it has to do with how Otter plays at home versus the road. He's a completely different goaltender on the road. And he's our for sure starter now, too. Beginning of last season, I mean, he still wasn't the guaranteed starter. We still were playing other goaltenders as well. But, I mean, every time he goes on the road, he gets like a 950 at least.
It's for sure Otter. You look at the stat line, he is a huge difference.
It's a completely different goaltender.
Yeah. So while having that villainous instinct that he always likes to talk about is a great thing, he's got to find a way to make up the story in his head that at home he's still the villain. You know, like great players always feel like they have a chip on their shoulder, even though no one says that they're out of it. You gotta make something up. You gotta be like, oh, my own fans think I'm bad or something.
Well, I do
that.
think he's kind of bad at home right now.
Yeah. Otter, you know what, Otter? You suck at home. You're terrible. There you go. Next home game that we win, thank me.
Do we just need to go to the American Airlines Center and just start chanting for the other team?
Yeah, just start jeering Otter the whole game. That'll make him do good.
Otter, Otter. Just do it the whole game.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah. Maybe we can get the video board doing it too and just cheer Otter the entire time, and he'll be really good.
Smart.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Once again, guys, just in case you've forgotten, we are going to be going to the March 25th game against the Vancouver Canucks. We're going to be doing a live episode there. We're really excited for that. If you want to come and check us out, we will be there live doing an episode, and hopefully it's
Doing an episode live there.
shut up.
You said it twice.
Live episode there.
4 times now.
Screw you.
You want to say it one more time?
Live episode there. There you go.
There.
Happy about yourself?
There will
Live
be a live
episode.
episode.
All right. Go ahead and check out. I can't even finish it now. Go ahead and check out sarcasticremarks.com. And also, please go and check out sarcasticremarksshop.com. I haven't said that in a while. You need to get those.
Sarcastic body wash.
No, there's no body wash.
Why not?
It's expensive.
I don't care.
What about 3-in-1
3-in-1?
Yeah, then you don't have to have shampoo and body wash.
Oh my gosh.
all together?
Stop that. I can hear you. I can hear you doing that on the microphone.
Oops.
Stupid. Okay, and along with Chris and James, my name is Ryan. We will catch you guys on the flip side, and we hope you guys have a good, fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are listening. Chris, take us out.
GG, boys.
See you guys later.